A conflict is exploding in the Middle East, and it is moving at a speed that is just breathtaking, completely reshaping the map in a matter of days. We're going to break down these seismic events of what people are already calling the 2026 Iran conflict, and we'll start with the exact moment that lit the fuse. It all kicked off with one single devastating blow, a decapitation strike. The supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who'd been in power for over 30 years, was killed in a massive airstrike on his compound in Tehran. Now, a strike like this isn't just about taking out one person. Oh no, it's a strategy. It's designed to paralyze the entire command structure and create absolute chaos from the very top. And boy, was it the opening shot of a full-scale war. But that strike on the leader, it wasn't a one-off, not even close. It was actually the centerpiece of a huge, coordinated initial assault by a U.S.-Israeli coalition designed to cripple the entire regime from the first second. And when you look at what they hit, you can see the strategy really clearly. It wasn't just the supreme leader's compound. They also hit Azadi Square. That's a powerful national symbol. Metro stations to totally disrupt daily life, the headquarters of the Basij paramilitary force, which is a key tool for regime control, and the presidential office. It was just a sweeping attack on the very heart of Iranian power. The sheer scale of this first attack is just staggering. In just the first 24 hours, you're talking over 200 fighter jets. We're talking American B-2 stealth bombers here, unleashing more than 1,200 bombs across Iran. The Israeli Air Force is actually calling it the largest combat mission in its entire history. So after that initial shockwave, the conflict just exploded. It escalated so fast, and we started seeing these military encounters in the air and at sea that were literally historic. I mean, people will be studying these for decades. This right here marked a brand new chapter in air combat. Over Tehran, an Israeli F-35 stealth fighter took on an Iranian Yak-130. And the result? History. It was the first time ever that a stealth fighter has shot down a manned enemy jet in a dogfight. It's never happened before. And just in case you're not up on your military lingo, a dogfight is pretty much exactly what it sounds like, a close-quarters, intense battle in the sky. The term goes all the way back to World War I, and now it's been brought into the 21st century with this incredible stealth technology. At the very same time, something else that was totally historic was happening, but far away in the Indian Ocean. A U.S. Navy submarine found and fired a torpedo at an Iranian warship, the IRS Dina, and sank it off the coast of Sri Lanka. You have to go all the way back to World War II to find the last time an enemy warship was sunk by a torpedo. And the human cost of just that one naval strike was immense. Around 150 Iranian sailors are now missing or unaccounted for after their ship went down. It is a devastating, devastating blow to the Iranian Navy. But you know, this was not a one-way street. Iran hit back, and they hit back hard, launching hundreds of missiles and drones at Israel and at U.S. bases all over the Gulf. The conflict just immediately spilled over the borders. Suddenly you have NATO forces shooting down an Iranian missile over Turkey, and one of Iran's strikes even managed to hit Al-Udeid, which is America's biggest military base in the whole region. So while all this fighting is raging on, Khamenei's assassination set off a political earthquake back in Tehran. It created this massive power vacuum and just slammed the door shut on any chance for a quick diplomatic solution. Which, of course, brings us to the single most important question right now. With the supreme leader gone, plus a bunch of other top commanders, Iran's entire power structure has been thrown into complete and utter disarray. Who is in charge? Well, the man who seems to be the frontrunner is Tabha Khamenei, the son of the late leader. Reports are confirming that he survived those initial strikes, and it sounds like Iran's Assembly of Experts is trying to appoint him fast, to project some kind of stability in all this chaos. But behind that public face of succession, there's apparently a lot of desperation. The New York Times is reporting that what's left of Iran's leadership secretly reached out to the CIA, using a third country to pass messages, trying to negotiate an end to the war.
The American response was swift, and it was absolute. President Trump reportedly shut the whole thing down with just 2 words: too late. The message could not have been clearer. This is going to be settled on the battlefield, not at a negotiating table.
As you'd expect with any war, the ripple effects go way beyond the battlefield. They're causing a devastating human toll and sending shockwaves through the entire global economy. Let's look at the early numbers because they really do paint a grim picture. Iranian state media says just over 1,000 people have been killed, but human rights activists put the civilian death toll even higher. On the other side, retaliatory strikes have killed 12 people in Israel and injured over 1,000, and 6 U.S. service members have been killed so far. And buried inside all those statistics is this one truly heartbreaking number from activists on the ground. More than 180 children have reportedly been killed in Iran. It's just a stark, awful reminder of the price that civilians always pay. Now, economically, the impact was immediate. Iran moved to shut down the Strait of Hormuz. And if you don't know, this is a critical choke point. About a fifth of the entire world's oil supply passes right through there. So just like that, hundreds of ships are stranded at sea, and a huge part of the global economy just grinds to a halt. And the result of that? Well, it was immediate. Global Brent crude oil prices jumped from around $75 a barrel to over $82, as energy markets are now bracing for a long, long disruption. This war is also exposing some deep divisions around the world. You've got Spain's prime minister pushing back on the U.S., declaring no to war. China's calling for mediation, even offering to send an envoy. And all the while, NATO finds itself directly involved, defending Turkish airspace. So all of this leads to the final, really unsettling question. With this historic level of military escalation, a dangerous power vacuum in one of the Middle East's most powerful countries, and shockwaves rattling the entire global economy, where does this war possibly go from here? And what will the region even look like when the smoke finally clears?